Hello, adventurers. It's David here, and I'm planning on riding a bicycle across the country in summer 2024. I'll be documenting my preparation and adventures through a video log and hope that it can inspire others out there to embark on their own adventure someday. I'll briefly introduce myself, share why I'm embarking on this, and what my goals are for the journey. Again, I'm David. I'm currently in my early 40s, and I'm on faculty at the University of Arizona, go Wildcats, in the beautiful Sonoran Desert of Tucson, Arizona. I've lived in 11 states and 4 countries. My hobbies are technology, music. I like to play instruments and sing. Both playing and watching sports, light running, and a few niche hobbies like simulated auto racing and simulator golf. I've been married 21 years to an amazing woman who's supportive of me going on this long trip away. Why am I doing this? I'll be the first to admit I'm not an accomplished athlete. I doubt I'm even an unaccomplished athlete. However, I've always enjoyed playing sports like ultimate frisbee, tennis, or pickup basketball. Like many men, when I hit my mid-30s, my body and metabolism started slowing down and I started gaining weight. I don't think it was to the point where people would look at me and think I was fat, but I certainly was overweight, and I had blood work that showed a fasting glucose of 105. And 100 to 125 or 130 is considered pre-diabetes, and that's reversible with health changes. I was starting to feel uncomfortable and bloated so frequently. I found myself limiting myself to selections in my wardrobe that were comfortable to wear. I spent the month of January 2023 eating healthy and doing more exercise than ever before. Nothing changed in how I felt or my weight. I figured I'd try an experiment and do the opposite in February 2023. I exercised very little and paid no attention to what I ate. My weight stayed the same as it did in January, and I felt the same. This was discouraging to say the least, and I spent the next couple months brainstorming what I should do. I started reading articles and research on alternate day fasting. I started in May 2023 and have been doing it since. I'm down 20 pounds and I feel better than I have in 10 years. My fasting glucose went down to 89, my cholesterol went into the normal range, and nothing in my blood work now is out of the normal ranges. I'm still 5 pounds overweight according to my height. I'm currently 6'0" and 185 pounds. So I'm certainly not doing this endeavor with the body of a triathlete. I won't be alternate day fasting on the cross-country cycle ride, by the way. I'll enjoy every bite of my 5,000 calorie per day diet. Now that I felt I had my body back, I asked, what am I capable of now? I started running more. I did a 14-mile weekend run and figured I'd be up for the challenge of completing my first marathon. So I ran one a few weeks later. I wasn't fast, but I finished all 26.2 miles and never stopped to walk. In my preparation of the marathon, I only told my wife and 3 other people that I'd be doing it. In hindsight, I think that was a way to protect myself from disappointment of failure if I didn't succeed. I told myself it would be easier to fail at a challenge if I didn't tell many other people about it than if I shared it with the masses. It reminds me of a recent episode of the Chasing Scratch golf podcast, which follows Mike and Eli in their quest to become scratch golfers, meaning getting their handicaps down to 0, and it would put them in the top 2% of all golfers. They shared that their most recent shedding of that protection mentality, and it stuck with me. So I'm approaching this bicycle journey in a very different way than my marathon. I'm proud and unashamed to tell people this is what I'm setting out to do. Let's talk about the timing. My wife is finishing law school this spring and then studying for the bar exam on July 31st. My academic responsibilities in the summers are light, and while I'd enjoy my time home in Tucson with my hobbies and my cute Brussels Griffon, Sherlock Holmes, I knew I'd get bored. So I started brainstorming. I considered riding my Vespa north to Alaska, something I'd still like to do someday, or traveling around America and reconnecting with some old friends. My other idea was bicycling across America. Once this idea laid its eggs in my brain, I couldn't shake the idea. The others felt so tame in comparison. Within 2 weeks, I was committed to doing this. I have an uncle who did this back in the 1970s with an organization called Wandering Wheels. I have a friend from college who did this with his family in the summer of 2002, and that's the reason he had to decline my request to be a groomsman in our wedding. It was a good enough excuse. And another long-term friend had done the trip as part of a supported relay. So I've always been aware of this adventure that people do. My latest internet searches estimate that less than 1,000 people complete a Transamerican bicycle trip every year, but certainly that would be a difficult statistic to measure. I'm just a normal guy, not an athlete. I know how to ride a bike, but I don't consider myself a cyclist. I don't yet know how to repair a bike. I don't know how to repair a bike chain, fix a flat, or adjust brakes. I've spent less than 10 nights total in a tent in the past 15 years. I'm not a couch potato, but I don't spend much time outside unless I'm running, playing sports, or doing yard work. If the odds are against anybody, it's me. Maybe I share this to be able to say at the end of summer 2024, if I can do it, anybody can do this. So why then? First, I love travel and adventure. I want to see parts of America I've never seen. I've been over the route in Google Maps dozens of times already, and while I've been to each of the states in the route, I've only been to 5 or so of the cities along the route. I want to push my body to its limits over a long stretch. I expect to take 65 to 75 days, so I'd like to get into the best physical shape of my life. I'd like to do a better job at embracing discomfort. So much of what I do today seems to have a goal of maximizing my comfort. It's nice for a season, but it's probably stunting my personal growth. I'd also like to improve my sleep, which I think will happen with all the sunlight on my skin, physical exertion, and a detox from incessant technology use. I want to build memories that I'll remember for the remainder of my over-the-hill life. I'd like to meet other people. I'm sure there will be a mix of retirees, young adults, people like me, and let's be honest, a fair share of weirdos. I want to appreciate nature and creation and come out of the challenge a better man, educator, husband, and friend. Like I said in the intro, it would be great if my experiences shared with the world could serve as a catalyst to other adventurers out there and help them take the plunge. Other pre-departure videos that I'd like to make include looking at the bicycle I'll be riding on, the route, the packing list and gear, my training and physical prep, my mental prep for this, and perhaps interview my uncle and 2 friends who did the trip in the past.